So today is my birthday. I am 31, and I wanted, you can tell from the title, but I wanted to do 31 lessons for 31 years. So let's just jump into it, I guess. 1, you deserve better than you think. No matter what you think you deserve better. Even if you think you deserve the world, you still deserve better. 2, true confidence is quiet. True confidence comes right alongside humility. So the loudest person in the room going on and on about themselves, that's not true confidence. 3, try not to be the smartest person in the room. Meaning, if you're constantly the smartest, most talented, furthest along person in the room at any given time, you're in the wrong crowd. You always want to aspire to be better and better, and one of the good ways to do that is to have people around you that can help elevate your life. 4, and this kind of contradicts that, but only a little bit. 4, you can learn from anyone. You can learn from anyone, any situation, any person, even if they're, completely ignorant and not intelligent at all, you can learn from anyone. So don't get too cocky thinking that you know everything. You can learn from anybody. 5, hold on to your passions. Don't let them go. Like in high school, when you have passions and things that you love, whether it be sports, art, whatever. I let them go for a long time, and I'm starting to just now get back into it, and it just really is important to hold on to that because it is a piece of who you are. 6, connections are so important. It really is about who you know. Doesn't matter how talented you are, how hardworking you are. That stuff can take you so far, but having connections, knowing people at the top, knowing it can help you get that interview, it can help you get into that school, it can help you get into whatever program you're trying to get into. Having a foot in the door and knowing people really get you far. 7, help others whenever you can. Pretty self-explanatory. Somebody needs help and you're able to do it, help them. It makes the world a better place. 8, but care for no one at your own expense. There are leeches, there are vultures in this world who will take advantage of your kindness. So don't be so kind to somebody and do so much for people to where you are hurting yourself and, being a detriment to your own life. It's not worth it. 9, fall in love with yourself. You're all you've got. You have to learn to fall in love with who you are, your personality, your looks, what you bring to the table. 10, clean your room, house, car. It makes your life so much better and so much less chaotic. It brings up the energy. It can feel monotonous constantly cleaning and stuff, but if it's so important. And this is a lesson I didn't learn until way later in life. Like when my life was a mess, my surroundings were a mess. I mean, it really goes hand in hand. 11, fall asleep and wake up at the same time every day. It truly helps. I promise you. I've had, problems and dealt with insomnia since I was a child. I've always had a hard time falling asleep. But once I got to the point where I realized waking up at the same time every day, even on the weekends, falling asleep at the same time, or at least laying down and trying to fall asleep at the same time every night, truly helps. You get more meaningful, restful sleep. You feel better and more energized during the day because your body starts getting used to the schedule, and you will just start automatically waking up at that time, even when your alarm doesn't go off, It really helps your physical and mental health. 12, give genuine compliments regularly. This is a lesson I actually learned at a very young age. The more kind you are to people and the more you make people feel good about themselves, the better you feel about yourself as well. And this isn't the point, but if you give compliments regularly to people, you are more likely to get them back. And, that's not the point, but it will make you feel good too, because if you're like, hey, you look really fucking awesome today, the likelihood of them being, oh my God, thank you, so do you. So it just, making people feel good is just, man, it's so worth it. 13, spend time outside. So important. If the weather permits it, if you can just be outside for 30 minutes in nature, go to the park, it's free. Walk around your neighborhood, it's free. Just being out, sitting on your porch, being outside boosts your mental health significantly. 14, take care of your body. As far as we know, it's the only one we got. We all have vices, but if you do what you can to try to not smoke cigarettes, try not to drink a lot and do drugs, try to, exercise, even if it's not rigorous, like I said, walking, try to eat right, not have a bunch of sugar and, simple carbs and stuff. I don't know, just, this is a lesson I didn't learn till way late in life, but I started letting my vices go one by one, and my life is so much better. And now my only vice truly is, I'll have a little bit of coffee in the morning. But, like overeating. I've gained weight recently. I've started losing, and I started getting, it's a fucking mess. My weight is the story of my life. I just looked at pictures of what I looked like on my birthday last year, and boy, have I gained weight. That doesn't matter. Take care of your body, because in your later years in life, it will matter, and it will make all the difference to whether you're old and feel like shit and old and can still move around and live your life. 15, have a solid small circle. Now, it's cool to have a bunch of acquaintances and people you hang out with, people that are just there for the fun and the good times, but you need a solid circle. Small. People who would genuinely be there for you if they needed, and people that you would genuinely be there for them as well. I have a very small circle, and every single person in my circle either is family or it might as well be family, and I love them dearly, and I would do anything for them if they needed, and I know that would be given in return. 16, your life has phases. Embrace them all, even the hard ones. My life has definitely gone through phases, and it's like every decade, my life changes, and I go through like a metamorphosis. Like when I was a kid, from being 1 to 10, just easy breezy. My life was fun, and just being a kid, there was some awkward times, but it was all good, man. And then, 11 to 19 was very depressed. I dealt with depression a lot. I was growing pains were a big thing. I was turning into the person that I may become. But I still also had my passions and my fun. It was a very mixed bag. Then in my 20s, from 20 to 28 maybe, my life was a total fucking mess. I was a shit. My life was a shit show. And it was the hardest and darkest and most destructive time in my life. And now in my 30s, even though it's just begun, it feels like a new chapter again. Like, it's calm and peaceful, and I'm making all the right choices. And no, I'm not perfect, but my life is in such a beautiful place, and I'm filled with so much positivity and light in a way that I haven't been since that first 10 years. So every life it comes and goes in phases, and embrace all of them, even the hard ones, because if you're not loving it, you're learning from it. 17, ask for help if you need it. Don't be stubborn. You need help. Fucking get help. 18, the creative process is more important than the outcome. You may not be the most talented, gifted. It doesn't fucking matter. If it makes you feel good when you're doing it, do it. If you want to paint, paint. If you want to draw, draw. If you want to go run a mile, run a mile. If you want to do sports, if you want to dance, if you want to do anything, do it. And it doesn't matter that you're not the best. It doesn't matter. And even if you are the best, fuck, it don't matter. What matters is how it makes you feel when you do it, and the fact that it's getting your brain going, and it's making you feel good about yourself. That's what's important. And you can learn so much from the creative process, even if the outcome isn't what you wanted. It's still incredibly important. 19, downtime is essential. I don't care if you're an introvert, extrovert, if you'd like to be busy, if you like to be calm, you need downtime. Now, some need more than others. Like me, I need a lot. Not everybody needs a lot. But it is important to just take some time to just breathe. It really will help your mental health. 20, show appreciation and respect to those who took care of you as a child. Now, if you had a really shitty childhood and there were literally no good adults in your life, I am so sorry, and this doesn't apply to you, I guess. But for most of us, we at least had one person that really made our childhood something. And, it's just the thing you do. If somebody went out of their way to take care of you, you respect them and you appreciate them. My parents, my friends growing up, their parents, anybody who brought me into their home, anybody who's willing to feed me, take care of me, give me advice. I appreciate all those people, and I show them that I appreciate them whenever I speak to them. I always thank them for, taking care of me. 21. If you're ever lost, speak to a child or an elderly person. If you don't know what's going on in life and you need some perspective, talk to a child or talk to an elderly person. Children have a way of having insight that they don't even know they have insight sometimes. Ask them something, just how was your day? Or, ask them the big questions like, what do you think about space? Or just anything. It will really ground you and give you perspective. And then when it comes to elderly people, there's a type of wisdom that only comes with time. And if you ever don't really know the answers or you're feeling confused or lost, talk to your grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, somebody much older than you, a couple generations ahead, and you can really gain some perspective. 22, trust your instincts. Don't doubt yourself. If you feel like something's wrong, act on that. 23, remain adaptable. The only thing constant is change. Your life's going to change. Your surroundings are going to change. People in your life are going to change. Be willing to adapt to it. Be able to change depending on just your environment. That's one thing about humans that has made us able to survive all these horrible and hardships and all this stuff in our past is human beings are incredibly adaptable. Don't forget that you have that power. 24, take pictures, but not too many. Don't get lost in social media. I believe in taking pictures, having something to look back at, and remembering the good times, but don't lose living in the moment by halting all the good flow. Like, okay, we're going to take picture, just so other people can see you having a good time when really you're taking pictures instead of having a good time. Find that balance. 25, don't edit your photos. Facebook, Instagram, all this shit, like, I see some people who edit the fuck out of their photos, and I'm like, that's not what you look like. It makes me sad for them, actually, that they just, like, do you think you're tricking everybody? Like, do you think we don't know that, like, it's edited? I don't know. It's a weird social media thing that I don't like. I've never edited a photo of mine. I've once or twice put, like, maybe, like, a black and white filter on it, but that's about as far as it goes for me. I don't edit my shit. I just embrace yourself. Embrace how you look. Just don't edit your photos. Let's knock that shit off, because it's making people feel bad about themselves, because they're like, well, these people look perfect. No, the fuck they don't. That's not what they fucking look like. 26, don't bottle up your emotions. Be 100% willing to let that shit go. Let it out. I'm not saying blow up on everybody and be a dick to a bunch of people. All I'm saying is be willing to let your emotions out and not hold them in. Find a healthy outlet, whether it be writing or screaming into a pillow or going to the gym and really working it out. Like, find a way to let out your negative feelings. And also be willing to express your good feelings. Like, just express yourself. 27. You are in a perpetual state of now. Don't forget to live for it. It is always now. Always. Quit fretting about the past. Quit being upset about the past and living in it. Quit having anxiety about the future. This may be easier said than done, but just whenever you are feeling anxious about the future or sad about the past, it's now. We're living now. Always. It's always now. Don't forget that. Don't forget to live for it. 28. If something triggers you, it is your responsibility to heal from it. Don't expect others to bend to your will. There are things that trigger me, and I don't get mad at people when I get triggered. It's my responsibility to deal with the fact that I'm triggered. It's up to nobody else to deal with my shit than me. Like, when movies have, realistic or even non-realistic, rape scenes in them, when there's, stories of incest or even, this is going to be a silly trigger, but it was a trigger of mine for a long time. It still is. There's a certain verse in that stupid-ass song, Anaconda, by Nicki Minaj, that triggers me. I can't listen to it. But I got to the point where I would listen to it over and over and over to where I was kind of numb from it. I'm like, it's just a fucking song or just dumbass lyrics, right? So, There are things that will trigger you, but you can't blow up on other people and be like, you triggered me, fuck you, and like going on the internet and clicking on a video that says trigger warning. This triggers me. This shouldn't be on the internet. Fuck out of here. I shouldn't have to put a trigger warning on the beginning of every goddamn thing. It is your responsibility to deal with your own triggers, just as it is my responsibility to deal with mine. We all have to heal from our own traumas. It's not your fault that you were a victim, but it is your responsibility to deal with it. 29. If you are a victim, find strength to become the hero. Sometimes in life, nobody's going to save you but yourself. You have to dig down deep and find that within yourself, because I know that you have it. You know that you have it. If you become the victim of any situation, of any other person, circumstance, you have it in you to become the hero of your own story. 30. No one owes you anything. Period. All this entitlement, all these Karens out here, nobody owes you shit. Just come to that realization, embrace it, understand it. Nobody owes you anything. Nobody. 31. Your life is precious. Treat it that way. As far as we know, this is all temporary, man. It's not gonna last forever. Every moment is precious. Sometimes I'm hugging my daughter, and I just know one day I won't have this. You know, she'll be too old to want to hug me, or I just won't be here anymore and I'll die, and it just really gets me, and I just, instead of being sad, instead of being overwhelmed with fear and anxiety, I just embrace it. And I realize how precious this moment is. And, you know, every now and then, sometimes you need that. You need that realization that, oh my God, my life is precious. All these moments in my life are precious. God damn it, I'm getting emotional. I've been getting emotional in my videos lately. Oh my fucking God. Anyways, yeah, so I made my good little list here of 31 lessons for 31 years. Here's a bonus one. Bonus lesson. Write shit down. When you tell yourself you're going to remember, you're lying to yourself. Write it down. I took the day off because it's my birthday, and I'm going to spend the day alone, which is just how I want to spend it. And I'm going to go thrift shopping, and I'm going to enjoy the fuck out of it, buy myself a couple things maybe. And yeah, I'm really excited and looking forward to it. Just remember, there's always hope. Tomorrow will be a better day.